Welcome to East West Horizon. This is Sylvia Tian. I was surprised by yesterday's news, and I believe that more American and Western journalists would also be surprised. Because on October 6, the United Nations Human Rights Council rejected a motion led by Western countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada, and was later defeated, which rarely happened in the Council with a big applause for such result. Today's news is tomorrow's history. Let's take a look at today's news that generates a rare burst of applause after the result was announced in the packed Geneva-based Council room. The UN Rights Council on Thursday rejected a Western-led motion to hold a debate about alleged human rights abuse in China's Xinjiang region, after a UN report found possible crimes against humanity. The defeat, 19 against, 17 for, 11 abstentions, is only the second time in the Council's 16-year history that a motion has been rejected and is seen by observers as a setback to the Western's moral authority on human rights. The United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom were among the countries that called for the motion. China's ambassador had warned shortly before the vote that the motion would create a dangerous shortcut for examining other countries' human rights records. Today, China is targeted. Tomorrow, any other developing country will be targeted, said Chen Xu. The UN Rights Office on August 31st released a long-delayed report that found serious human rights violation had been committed in Xinjiang in a move that has increased pressure on China. Beijing vigorously denied any abuses and has said it is ready for the fight if action is taken against it. Qatar, Indonesia, the United Arab Emirates, and Pakistan rejected the motion, with the latter citing the risk of alienating China. Argentina, Brazil, India, Ukraine, and Mexico were among the abstentions group. Observers and analysts believe that the failure of the case this time is a retrogression of Western authoritarianism, and it is a retrogression in which the Western is held accountable for human rights standards established by themselves. But it has failed to be counterattacked. This time, the offensive and defensive sides are as usual. The United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada are the old Western countries that like to wield the big stick of human rights. And the country that has been criticized almost every day is China. Old rivals, old things, old stories, just new contents. This time, it is aimed at Xinjiang. It was not very harmful, and what is extremely insulting was the warm applause at the scene of UN Human Rights Council. I believe that this is expressed in a civilized way, and many countries have been suffering from the United States for a long time. At the end of the day, I would like to end today's program with a quote from Napoleon's comments on the relationship between the West and China. This is the sleeping lion theory, but I found the original text in English. Although it is not the original text in French, it is still a relatively close translation. At this time, Napoleon had been defeated at Waterloo and was imprisoned on the island. A dispatched doctor had many conversations and exchanges ideas with him, and these were about China. At that time, it was Britain, the empire on which the sun never sets, who wanted to provoke China. Today, Britain is also involved. History always repeats itself. However, I hope that today's hegemonic United States will think carefully about Napoleon's words and whether the analysis of the former French emperor is worth accepting. Napoleon said, "It would be the worst thing you have done for a number of years to go to war with an immense empire like China and possessing so many resources. You would doubtless at first succeed, take what vessels they have, and destroy their trade. but you would teach them their strengths. They would be compelled to adopt measures to defend themselves against you. They would consider and say, we must try to make ourselves equal to this nation. Why should we suffer a people so far away to do as they please to us? We must build ships. We must put guns into them. We must render ourselves equal to them. They would, continued the emperor, get artificers and shipbuilders. They would build a fleet, and in the course of time defeat you. If I were an Englishman, I should esteem the man who advised a war with China to be the greatest enemy to our nation in existence. You would in the end be beaten, and perhaps a revolution within your country would follow. You ought to monopolize the whole China trade to yourselves instead of going to war with the Chinese. These words actually confirm China's mentality and aspirations from the Opium War to today. If the United Kingdom in those days and the United States today could change their mindset, wouldn't it be possible to expand trade with China? Develop themselves, no war, yes, world peace. Wouldn't it be better for a happy ending? Well, that's all for today's show. Welcome to follow and subscribe to US Chinese News Network to get more exciting contents. I hope to see you next time.